Welcome to today's tutorial on how to set up port forwarding for an NVR. So the first thing you need to do is go to your port forwarding page to determine what your server port, your RTSP port, and HTTP port are. These are important for your ability to view as well through the phone as well as through the web browser. You can also do the HTTPS port if you have a certificate authority to give you a certificate for the HTTPS. So we need to get the IP address of the NVR, and then you can also get the IP address of your router from your TCP IP page on the web browser. I find the web browser is the easiest way to do this because you'll need to use that for the port forwarding. So once you have your router's IP address, you can go into your router. Now this can be different for each person. So you'll need to make sure that you find the virtual server or port forwarding in your router. This will be again different in different places. Once you're on that page, you're going to want to find the service name. This is what you'll call the port for port forwarding. You'll find the port range or the port, which is where you'll put, say, like 9040 for the server. Then you'll put in the IP address of the NVR. And then you want to make sure you choose both TCP and UDP. We do use mostly TCP, but both is the preferred option for port forwarding. Otherwise, you'll have to do it for each individual port for each individual, basically double the work. Now, the other option, if you have a range of IP addresses, is you can actually set a range for it rather than having to do each port individually. So similar to just the basic port forwarding, you can put in the port colon to the end port. So it gives you the whole range, so 9040, 9041, 9042. And again, you want to do TCP and UDP. So don't forget to apply is the most forgotten step on this. So once we've done the port forwarding, you want to make sure that you can test the port. So we have an address, I'll put it down below. It's sort of your standard port forwarding tester. And you can just type your port in and then, oh, it doesn't work. It says close. So there's a problem. So now we need to try and troubleshoot, see what the problem is. So what we're going to do is if you go to your internet connection, there's one way to see it, is you can see what is the IP address of this router. If it's not a 192 address, then it's going out to the web. So such as this is 2485. That's not a private IP, it's a public IP. But this 192.168 address is a private IP, so we have a private router before this. So it's called double NAT. So you're going to see this is the gateway of that second router. Now, this doesn't always, it's not always the easiest to find this address. So another way that you can do this is to type in trace RT and then put in the a web browser page, like, or sorry, a URL, so like www.google.ca. I put too many W's in there. Just delete that there. So again, www.google.ca. And so what this will do is it will show you each sort of jump to get to Google. And so this will show you the routers. So as you can see, that's the first router. And we'll just give it a second here to go to the next jump. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, depends on how long it takes to go from each router to router. Oh, so there's the second one. So again, we see this 192.168.0.1. That was similar to what you saw in the router itself. And then, again, it takes a bit of time sometimes to show this. So now you see it's a 2485 address. So again, that's that public IP. That's going to be like provided by TELUS or Shaw, Bell, etc. So now we're going to type in that IP address. And it brings up this page, which is the home page of our router provided by Shaw. So if you go to, again, port forwarding in that router, you'll see a very similar setup as the other router. So we're going to add a rule, which is what they call it in this term. And again, you want to set it up for both TCP and UDP. And then you put in your start port and then your end port. These could be the same if you're just doing the single ports. And then you'll put in the IP address of the router, not the NVR this time. And to find that, again, you're going to want to go back into your other router, and you'll see that it had 0.10 as the address. So, and some places don't let you have a space in the name. So you hit save again, very important step. And so this time, if we go and check the port, immediately it shows as open. And that's all you need to do the port forwarding on a router. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.